Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. Welcome back to my channel, My Loverlies. If you've never been here before, thank you so much for clicking on my video. I am so happy you found me. I do so hope that you will like and subscribe before you leave. Become part of the Mama family. Mama's got your back, at least where makeup's concerned, and definitely when that makeup is cheap. Today is BoxyCharm time. I am very excited. This month's box actually looks so decent. I cannot wait to dive in. Before we get started, a very special, very warm welcome to any of those that are new to my channel. I am so incredibly happy that you are here. If you enjoy the content, I do so hope that you will mash that thumbs up button. I hope that you will subscribe if you have not already. And I hope that you will ring my bell, turn on your notifications, so that way, next time I upload a video, you can come right back here and we can hang out together again. Also, my makeup is done. Today's eye look it's fun. It is fun and it's fierce and it's just like everything I love about a good makeup look. I did make sure to film a TikTok on today's eye look if you're interested. I'll make sure to have the tag for that as well as all of my other socials, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff listed in the description box below. Guys, if you are not following me on all my other socials, you definitely should go do that, especially over on TikTok. I post fun content literally every single day. And if you're following me everywhere, you don't have to worry about missing a single moment of it. All right, my loves. With all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and dive into this month's BoxyCharm. A little bit about BoxyCharm before we get started. BoxyCharm is a makeup subscription box. It gets delivered to you once a month. Usually it includes a good mix of makeup, skincare. Oftentimes you'll get some makeup tools in there as well. Usually I get the base box, so my box costs around $30 a month. Now they do have more expensive options that you can purchase. I find that the base box is pretty much all I need. Now, it includes 5 full-size products, 2 of which they pick for you. Those are called your power picks, and then you get to pick the 3 remaining products yourself out of a plethora of options. Now, sometimes the options are really fantastic. Other times, they're a little bit lackluster, but this month's add-ons were really where it was at. Now, the add-on section is my favorite. It's my favorite part of the whole process. After you go in and you pick all of the options for your box, you then get the option to go into and shop add-ons. And these are usually like they're items that they've just gotten in that they haven't put on the drop shop yet. And it's just, it's my favorite part. And I found a couple of really awesome add-ons this month that I cannot wait to share with you guys. We'll go ahead and we'll jump into the base box first. We'll start with my power picks and then work our way from there. The first of which is this Il Makiage eyeshadow quad. Now, this is the Il Makiage Color Boss Squad palette in the shade variation Trendsetter. Now, it says this eyeshadow palette is the ultimate quad to help you create the perfect smoky eye, including a metallic maroon and semi-matte champagne shade. The formula glides on like a dream, blends like a boss, and stays put all day long. MSRP's for $48, which is incredibly expensive, especially when we're talking about just 4 shades of eyeshadow. Y'all, when it comes to Il Makiage, they are definitely a high-end brand. They are bougie. They kind of are what they are. Now, I'm not mad about this at all whatsoever. I have used this twice so far and have enjoyed it immensely. Both times I used it. It's fantastic. I have not a bad thing to say about the packaging. I think the packaging is beautiful, other than it does show it's reflective, so it's going to show fingerprints and things like that. But it's beautiful packaging. It is so luxe feeling and so heavy. This thing literally feels like I'm holding a brick. It's fantastic. You open it up, you get a nice full-size mirror, and then these are your shades. So I think that this is exactly what it says it is. It is a really beautiful, effortless, mindless, smoky eye color story. Absolutely stunning. I wore this last night to my son's concert, his band concert recital. It looked beautiful. I want to do a quick swatcheroo of all of the shades. I will say that the mattes in here are so pleasant. Like, they're not the most pigmented mattes that I've ever used, but they build quickly and effortlessly. They're just so pretty. Let's swatch. Let me show you what I'm talking about. They feel so smooth. So this is that soft mauve tone. Like I said, very, very gently pigmented, but they build beautifully. This is probably my favorite shade in the palette. This is that deeper maroon, and this shade is it's like a deeper kind of burgundy color. But this shade really surprised me, especially for being as dark as it is. I was worried that it was going to go on, be a little bit patchy, be difficult to blend. It blended so beautifully and so evenly. I liked this so much that I instantly went onto the drop shop to see if they had any more variations of this palette available. And they do. They have 2 other variations, both of which look really, really similar. But they're they're still pretty expensive on the drop shop, so I'm going to wait. I'm going to keep my eye on them and see if the price goes down anymore. But I liked this that much that I looked up and saw if there were more colorways. So super, super pretty. Let's go into this champagne shade. The metallics in here are stunning. Super reflective, really creamy, just super, super pretty. But then they don't enhance any kind of texture. This maroon, this metallic maroon is like insane. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, so there are all 4 of your shades. I just think it is such an effortless and beautiful color story. The packaging just makes me want to pick it up and use it. It feels so luxe and so bougie and so beautiful. Now, would I ever pay $48 for this? No way. No way. This could be made out of solid gold and I still wouldn't pay $48 for it. But I think that if you come across it at a discounted price, I do not think that you would regret picking it up at all. Really, really beautiful, beautiful product. My next power pick was the one and only skincare product we got in this month's box. This is the Odacite. Is it Odacite or Odacite? Not sure how to pronounce that, but Odacite California. This is the Clinical Formulations Retinol and Hyaluronic Acid Renewing Serum. Okay, so it says, get ready to rewind the clock. This retinol serum is like a time machine for your skin, expertly crafted to help diminish those pesky signs of aging and blemishes. Plus, thanks to hyaluronic acid, your skin stays happy and irritation-free. MSRP's for $78, which is, that's a lot. That's a lot for a serum. Not the most expensive product we've ever gotten, but pretty close, honestly. So I'm expecting great things from this thing. I like the packaging. It's a skincare product. There's not much I can say about it. I haven't used it yet. You guys know when it comes to skincare, the minute you pop that top, the timer starts. I am not ready to start this particular timer yet. So we're going to leave this intact, but I am very excited to play with it. I'm a skincare junkie just as much as I love my makeup. I love my skincare as well. I don't know anything about this brand. I've never heard of this brand before. So, but retinol is just one of those things that is always in my routine. I can't live without retinol, especially I'm really trying to work on some of the problems I got going on my face at the moment. And retinol is a way to kind of fix some of that. So I'm excited. I also have super dry skin, so hyaluronic acid is always appreciated. So yeah, not super excited about this product, but not miffed about it either. I just think it's kind of like, yeah, it's useful. It's useful. I will use it, so not mad about it. Now, for my choices. I will say this month the choices were nothing special. I wasn't very impressed by the choices this month at all. I did see a couple of really fantastic brush sets that I picked up, but other than that, it was just mostly a bunch of skincare. So wasn't impressed with the choices this month at all. But like I said, I picked up a couple of brush sets. Now I'm a skincare junkie. I'm just a junkie in general when it comes to beauty products. But I do have a little bit of a problem when it comes to makeup brushes. I genuinely believe that you cannot have too many makeup brushes. They're like, it's a thing. It's a thing for me. But when I saw these, I was like, gotta have them. These are the MOTD 5-piece starter eye brush set, and I really enjoy MOTD brushes. One of my very favorite highlighting brushes of all time comes from MOTD, and it's fantastic. And these ones are just as good in quality. Yummy. Yummy, yummy brushes. So it says, Whether it's your everyday eye or a smoky look, these ultra soft brushes are your perfect starter set for effortless application. This set includes 5 essential eye brushes that will help you create endless eye looks for any occasion. Now, this entire set of 5 brushes, MSRPs for $43, which is incredibly expensive, and I would never pay that full price. Like, I would never purchase MOTD brushes full price. They're incredibly overpriced. Even though the quality is really, really nice, I don't find it to be above and beyond or like that far superior to some of my more expensive options or my more affordable options. Guys, ugh. I don't think they're that much better than some of my more affordable brushes, so I wouldn't pay full price for these, but when I do find them on clearance or things like that, I do scoop them up because they are really nice quality. So you get 5 different brushes here. You get, this is the eye crease brush. You get a blending brush. You get another freaking brow brush. I absolutely detest. I don't understand why cosmetic companies, brush companies, think that you always need a brow brush. It seems like every single eye brush set available has a brow brush in it, and I just feel like, y'all, when you can only have so many of these in your collection before it's like, what am I gonna do with all of these? Now, I wouldn't even mind if it was just a really good like angled brush, because even then you can use it as eyeliner, you can use it for the brows. There's a multitude. I'll tell you one of my very favorite eye brushes, like angled brushes. This is from Jessup, and this is my very favorite angled brush of all time. It is so thin and so precise. It's fantastic. If they put one of these in there, I'd be super happy about it. But they put this like duo-ended brush in there, and it's just like, I have so many. I'll show you. I have so many of these things. Like, I have an entire jar full of them, and it's just like, I just don't feel like I need another one in my collection. And on top of that, I feel like the actual angled brush part is never thin enough. Like, this one looks pretty nice and it feels pretty stiff, so I'm kind of excited about it. But it just seems like they're never thin enough to really get a good line for like eyeliner, things like that. So this one I could do without, but the other brushes in this set are fantastic, especially this one. So this one is called the Just Smudge brush, and I actually used this brush with my makeup today. This is probably the most perfect like under eye, lower lash line smudging brush in my entire collection. It's a teeny tiny little pencil brush, but a lot of times you get a pencil brush like this and the bristles are so stiff, it's almost uncomfortable to use it along the lower lash line. But this one is so soft. It has such a beautiful amount of give to it. It was so comfortable using it to blend these colors on my lower lash line. It was fantastic. I really, really enjoyed this brush. All of the other brushes in this set are really beautiful as well. Really perfect sizes and shapes. They're super soft. Yeah, so I really, really like these. The handles themselves are so pretty. It's this really gorgeous kind of like super shiny, almost metallic hunter green color. And then you have that really gorgeous like silver. Is it silver? Yeah. Silver writing on there. I just think they're so aesthetic. They're so, so pretty. So I am in love with these. I think the quality is fantastic. Fantastic quality. They feel nice in the hand. They're a nice length as well. They're not too short, but they're not too long either. Super easy and comfortable to use. Yeah, these are fantastic. At $48 or $43, I wouldn't pay full price for them. But if you need a good eye brush set and you come across just this brand in general, I do think they're really spectacular quality. Next pick was this one. So this is the TYS Final Treat Setting Mist. So TYS stands for Treat Yourself Beauty. I actually really enjoy this brand. I actually received one of their liquid blushes. I think it's called like the Cheek Treat liquid blush. It is fantastic. Love the color, love the formula. I use it continuously. So I've also been really needing a good setting mist. I have been using this one from, this one is the Makeup Obsession Makeup Revolution Extra Hold Makeup Finishing Spray. This is just the Fix, I don't know, this one. I've been using this one and it is kind of fantastic. Actually really enjoy this one, but I've been looking for one that was going to do a little bit of setting but also hydrate, kind of refresh my skin as well. So when I saw this one, I was like, let's give it a shot. On top of that, the other choices for this category were kind of sad, so I was like, this is kind of like the lesser of all the evils. It says, picture this: a refreshing, weightless mist that sets your makeup all day long while helping to make those pesky pores disappear. This stuff basically is a hydration boost for your face, thanks to the hyaluronic acid. Spritz it as your makeup's grand finale, and voila! Your look is locked in, pores are blurred, and those fine lines, well, they're taking a back seat. Y'all, you have to love these descriptions. Says this MSRP's for $24, which I think is pretty standard for a more mid-high-end kind of makeup brand. I'm excited. Packaging, I don't think is anything super special. Let's the mist. Ooh. That mist is nice. Doesn't really smell like anything. It says, a treat for the skin that weightlessly sets makeup all day and visibly minimizes the appearance of pores, resulting in a refreshed and hydrated finish. Well, I'm excited. Hopefully this does everything. Do I look refreshed? Hopefully this does everything that it says it's going to do. A good setting spray is just one of those things that we all need to have in our repertoire. Like, it's just one thing you need to have in your collection at all times. I think it really helps minimize dryness. It really does help to lock in your makeup, especially if you use a finishing powder. Something like that really helps take care and get rid of that like powdery finish on the skin that nobody likes. I don't know. It actually looks really pretty. I'm not mad at it. The spray, like the actual mist on this thing, is kind of fantastic. So I'm excited. Again, not something to get totally excited about. Not like jumping up and down about it, but I'm actually pretty happy about it. I'm happy with this pick. Next and last item for our base box for the month of December 2023. The very last box of the year is another brush set. However, this set is a face brush set. It's from Ace Beaute. Now, Ace Beaute is an independently owned brand, one of my very favorite brands of the year. I think they do really high quality makeup. I got a set of their eye brushes in last month's box, and they're beautiful. Really enjoyed them. So when I saw face brushes, I was like, okay, let's check this out, see what's up here. It says these face brushes are on their way to becoming your everyday staples. This set includes everything you need for a flawless base: a foundation brush, powder brush, and a contour brush. With their sleek profile, comfortable grip, and soft bristles, they're the perfect addition to any makeup bag. MSRP's for $28. So while these are pretty affordable, you're getting 3 brushes for 28 bucks. That's what, almost $10 a brush. That's still freaking expensive. Like, I would never. However, they do feel really nice. They're this really gorgeous kind of like purple color, which we love, kind of matching the vibe I've got going on today. Now it says you get a powder brush, a foundation brush, and a contour brush. I'm not seeing that any of these are actually labeled. So I'm going to assume that this is a duo fiber brush. So I'm going to assume that this one is the foundation brush. Usually it's like a stippling brush as well. So usually you would use that as a foundation. However, it's not very dense. When I apply my foundation with a brush, I usually prefer something that's a little bit domed and very dense. When you use a brush like this, I find that it just soaks up so much product. It just kind of like gives you really light coverage. Not into that. So this would be something I used as more of like a blush brush, just because I find that duo fiber brushes like this apply blush beautifully. So don't know that I agree with the way that you're supposed to use this, but you don't necessarily have to use brushes the way that they tell you. So brush number 1, foundation. Next up, they said a powder and a contour. And I think both of these brushes, I don't think that I would use either one of these for like all over the face kind of powder brush, but maybe this one is supposed to be the powder brush. This one is almost what I would use as like under eye setting brush, or maybe even like a highlighter brush. This would be a really beautiful blush brush as well. Just kind of sweep it onto the apples of the cheeks. I will say, all in all, these brushes are very small. A lot of my other brushes, especially complexion brushes, are much bigger and they're much denser than these are. While they feel really soft and they have a really great movement to the bristles, they all feel pretty floppy. And oftentimes, the floppier a brush is, the lighter the pigmentation deposit is going to be, which is why I like floppier brushes for things like contours, bronzers, blush, things like that. Not necessarily, like foundations and things like that. So, and especially not for contour. I don't know. I'm a little bit confused. However, very, very nice feeling bristles. Actually feels super soft. Like I said, this would be beautiful for under the eyes or maybe even like blush. And then last but not least, we have the contour brush. And I'm thinking this one is the contour brush because it is slightly angled. And again, I wouldn't use this for contour. Maybe I would use this for bronzer. But when it comes to contour, I really like something that's going to really tuck into my cheekbone right there. And you know what? This one might do that. It just is a little bit smaller than what I usually use as a contour brush. But this actually might work. I do think it would be a really beautiful bronzer brush. So it'll work. It'll definitely work. I'm not mad at them. Just, I think I do kind of wish that they were just a little bit denser. They honestly, if I'm being very honest, I think they feel a little bit cheap, especially knowing let me see if I can find the eye brushes that I got last month. So I was able to find one of the brushes from the eye brush set, and y'all, I just think the quality between the face brushes and the eye brushes is really different. So when it comes to the eye brushes, the bristles, they're nice and dense. They feel super soft. The actual handles, they're just nice. They feel nice and heavy and solid. And while these ones don't feel super light in any way, I don't think they feel as heavy. I don't think they feel as nice as the eye brushes do. So I'm just a little bit confused. Again, I don't want to pass too much judgment on them because I haven't used them yet. So I am still excited to use these. I just think the quality of these is a little bit confusing to me. Either way, really beautiful brush set. If you prefer smaller face brushes and face brushes that aren't quite as dense, I think that you would really like these because, again, the quality's there. They're nice. They just don't feel as nice as I would expect from Ace Beaute. And now we jump in to my very, very favorite part of the entire thing. We have the add-ons. Now, I got 5 add-ons for this month each, and every one of my add-ons costed me $12, which I think is kind of fantastic, especially when we get into some of these products, because some of them are really, really pricey, from really pricey brands. First up, we have a perfume. Now, usually I do not order perfume from BoxyCharm just because perfume is one of those things that is so personal and it's really difficult to find. It's really difficult to get a good sense of a perfume without smelling it and testing it on yourself first. And oftentimes a perfume will smell completely different on your skin than it does in the bottle. So usually I will just go and pick up a perfume in store. However, when I saw this one, I was like, ooh, this just sounds really, really nice, kind of right up my alley. So I just went for it. This is the 5 Scents Burn For You perfume. Gotta say, packaging is super adorable. This, it's pretty. It's pretty. Now, the description for this perfume is really what got me. It said, Burn For You is a woody, irresistibly cozy scent. It has notes of Atlas mountain cedar wood, Madagascar vanilla, clove, and amber that combine to create a deliciously gourmand scent that feels like a warm hug. Now, this is actually a fairly pricey perfume. This MSRP is for $65. Now, definitely not the most expensive perfume in my collection, but a really nice price point, especially if you wanted to pick this up as a gift for someone. So on the box it says, a lead of Atlas mountain cedar wood and Madagascar vanilla hit you like a hug in this warm, woody, irresistibly cozy gourmand scent. But let Burn For You linger and it slips into something more intimate. A warm and spicy heart of clove, cashmere, and amber linger on the skin to make you feel empowered by desire. Ignite feelings so sparks fly. Y'all, just kind of gives me tingles. Like that description just sounded so wonderful. I had to pick it up. I did only pay $12 for this, so even if I don't like it, I wouldn't be out too much. But y'all, first of all, packaging like so aesthetic. So aesthetic, not my aesthetic, but aesthetic. So very, very pretty. The bottle is super heavy. I love this kind of like bamboo top that it's got on it. Very, very nice. This is freaking fire. This smells, it almost smells to me a little bit unisex. It is very warm. There's almost like a spicy muskiness to it that is very earthy, but also like very gourmand. It manages to be both earthy and gourmand at the same time. Now, I got this and I sprayed it on myself, and my husband came running. He was like, "What is that smell?" So he came in here and he smelled it, and it smells wonderful on me. But then my husband sprayed it on himself. And when I tell you, this smells so freaking delicious on my husband. Oh. Now, it doesn't necessarily smell like a manly fragrance, but there is a little bit of a unisex quality to it. It's not super feminine, is basically what it is. It is very warm. It's inviting. It's intriguing, but it's not super feminine. And because of that, I feel like that's kind of what makes a perfect unisex fragrance. And it smells completely different on my husband than it does on me. On me, it smells very warm, and like the vanilla comes out a little bit more. The cashmere comes out a little bit more. It smells very warm and kind of like almost, I want to say almost like motherly, almost a little bit. But on my husband, the spice and the cedar comes out a little bit more. So it smells like a fire in the middle of the mountains, and like a cabin under a warm blanket with a big old sexy bearded man. Like it smells so delightful on my husband. So yes, I am very happy that I picked this up. My husband has already claimed this. The minute I get done filming this video, he is going to come in here and he is going to get this bottle of perfume, and I will never see it again. It will go right in his book bag, and it will be the cologne that he wears every single day. So yeah, very, very happy with this. If you like a good, warm, cozy kind of scent, I really do think you would like this. It is a little bit heavy. It's not very sweet at all either. It manages to be very warm and like vanilla-y, cashmere-y without being overly sweet. It is so, so nice. I like this very, very much. Next up, I picked up another one of the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Blushes. Now, I picked up one, I think, a couple of months ago in the shade Big Ego, which is a really gorgeous bright pink. And this color just looked so pretty, and it was only $12, so I figured I'd pick it up. If I didn't like it, I figured I could gift it to one of the women in my life. But it says, infused with the juiciest maracuja and a cocktail of over 10 superfruits, this vibrant pink-orange blush will give your skin a hydration boost while delivering the perfect healthy flush. With its ultra creamy, buildable, and blendable formula, it glides on like silk, melting into your complexion for a second skin flush that lasts all day. Now, these go for $30. Again, very expensive. Tarte is a high-end brand, so we kind of expect those kind of prices from this brand just in general. I don't think the packaging is anything super spectacular. It's not anything super heavy. I do really like that the color of the packaging mimics the shade of the blush inside. Makes it very easy to identify if this is the blush I want to wear that day or not. So I like that part of it. You open it up, you get a nice full-size mirror, and then this is your blush. The Maracuja Juicy Blushes, I think, are such a pretty, pretty formula. They're beautifully pigmented, but they sheer out almost effortlessly, and they just go on, and they leave your skin looking so dewy and flush and bouncy, and that color is so super, super pretty. I don't know what they say about like pinky orange, because that doesn't look pinky orange to me. That looks dusty rose to me. But, you know, I could be colorblind. This is in the shade Orchid. I think it's really, really pretty. This is going to be one of those tones that is just a super effortless, everyday kind of blush. Like, this is going to go with so many different things. Like, so many different tones and things like that. Just going to be a really easy blush to wear. I really enjoy this formula as well. It wears well throughout the day. It powders down well. It's just a nice formula. So, I like it. I don't think I would ever pay full price. I know I would never pay full price for it. But at a discount for $12, not mad about it at all. Next up, we have something that I'm rather disappointed in, unfortunately. This is the Josie Maran Color Stick. This is in the shade Rosy. And I like Josie Maran skincare so much. I think her skincare is top-notch. Really beautiful. It actually works. It's stupidly, ridiculously expensive. But 9 times out of 10, if I find something of hers that pops up on the drop shop or is like an option in the box, I will usually get it, and 9 times out of 10 I'm pretty happy with it. I have a couple of her masks, I have some of her serums that I really enjoy. So, but I had never tried any of her makeup products before. So when I saw this, I was like, ooh, okay, put it in my basket. So again, this is the Josie Maran Color Stick in the shade Rosy. The description for this is, what if we told you that you could add a pop of luminous color to your lips, cheeks, and eyes with just one product? This multi-use stick in a dusty rose shade boasts a unique formula that effortlessly glides and blends color wherever you need it. A combination of nourishing argan oil, soothing cornflower water, and plant-based waxes melt on contact with the skin and give off a dewy, fresh glow. MSRPs for $25. So $25, I think, while it is more of a high-end price point, is not ridiculous for a blush stick like this. You have brands like Anastasia or Wander Beauty that charge, I want to say like $30, $35 for this same thing. You get a good amount of product in here as well. I will say, especially for Josie Moran being such a kind of like a bougie brand, packaging is kind of, it's cheap. It feels cheap. Like, it just kind of like wiggles and it makes noise and it doesn't feel very secure in there at all, which kind of threw me off. Was not expecting that. And the packaging, like, it didn't come in a box or anything like that. It literally just came like this, and wasn't expecting that either. So packaging aside, which is a little bit of a letdown, what is the actual product like? Well, the color is really beautiful. That's the shade. Again, it's almost exactly like the Orchid blush from Tarte. Almost that exact same color. This one's a little bit mauvier. This one's a little bit more brown. But it's just that really effortless, very wearable, everyday kind of blush shade. Now, the thing about this that I wasn't expecting is I did use it on my eyes. I used it on my cheeks. I was just kind of messing around with it. I put it on my lips. It's got like a menthol kind of scent to it. And because of that, when I put it on my eye, it made my eyes water, which was not pleasant at all. And then when I put it on my cheek, it did feel very cooling and refreshing. So I enjoyed it there. But the vapors got into my eye and made my eyes water. So, I don't know. If you have super sensitive eyes, this probably is not the product for you. But when you put it on your lips, it feels super like tingly and plumping. So I just, it's kind of confusing to me, honestly, because I don't like the way that it looks or feels on the lips at all. But I think it's beautiful on the skin. Like, you see that? Look how beautiful that is. I love that color. It's nowhere near as sticky like the maracuja from Tarte. Has a little bit of that sticky, tacky, dewy kind of finish to it. This one, it gives you that same kind of glow, but it doesn't feel as sticky on the skin, which I appreciate. But it also kind of goes on and it looks a little bit patchy. Let's put a little bit more on. See, it just looks a little bit patchy once you blend it out. And that menthol smell is so intense. It smells like Vicks. It straight up smells like Vicks Vapor Rub. And I don't know that I like that very much. Like, it just kind of like gets into my eyes and makes my eyes burn a little bit. I don't know. I think the color is super pretty. Maybe once you add it out, it just kind of blends out a little bit better. Doesn't look quite as patchy now. Either way, I was not impressed with this product. This is going to be a no-go for me. I definitely regret picking this up. I would not repurchase it ever. Packaging is kind of awful, honestly. And like, I just don't understand that mentholated. Like, why does it smell like Vicks Vapor Rub? I just don't think, especially for a cheap product, like, I just don't think that's necessary. So, $25? No, thank you. Just a couple more things and then I will release you. So this was an add-on option. This is the REM Beauty. This is the Midnight Shadows palette in the colorway Principessa. I think that's how you say it. I have never used anything from REM Beauty. Quite honestly, nothing's ever really intrigued me. Like, you know, Ariana Grande, she's great. I love her music. I don't think she's, you know, a fantastic person. I think she's one of those kind of girls. Don't hate me. Don't come for me in the comments. I know that there are people out there who absolutely stan Miss Grande. I love her music. I just don't like the choices she makes as a person, as a mother and a wife myself. I just don't stand for that. However, not even any of that into consideration. Her makeup brand just didn't intrigue me. None of the colors really none of the colorways really called to me, anything like that. Thought the packaging was kind of cute, but other than that, it's just not my aesthetic, right? Just not my type of makeup. But when I saw this available on the add-ons, it was only like $12. I was like, we'll just kind of like see what it's about. So I picked up the eyeshadow palette. First and foremost is the packaging. Packaging is nice. It actually feels a lot better than I thought it would. It's a lot heavier and a lot more substantial. I figured it was going to be just super cheap, lightweight plastic kind of packaging. And while it is plastic packaging, it's a lot heavier and more like substantial feeling. Like, it actually feels really nice. Let's go ahead and read the description. What does she have to say for herself? She says, this magical palette includes 6 mind-blowing mattes and shimmers that can take you from sun up all the way to midnight. The secret sauce, talc-free, silky, and ultra-blendable formulas that feel as light as a feather, but pack a punch of pigment. This natural collection features all the essentials that are creamy and smooth and built for all-day slayage. MSRPs for $24. So $24 for 6 shades is incredibly expensive, and you're really, like, the pan sizes in here are minuscule at best. So you do get a nice kind of like full-ish sized mirror in here, and then this is your color story. Again, this is just so basic, and for 99% of the population, this is probably what everybody wears on a daily basis. So I can understand the appeal here. However, I have so many eyeshadow palettes that have dang near this exact color story. So I was really hoping that the formula, or like there was just going to be something about this that was really going to blow me away and make me understand why this is like so special. So I did use it, and while it's not awful by any means, it's nothing special either. I find that the mattes, while they're beautifully smooth, I find them to be, let's do a little bit of a swatcheroo. So there is 1, 2, and let's go into the lightest matte, 3. So while they're really beautiful, I will say that I don't think that they're anything special. Like, would I ever go out of my way to pick this palette up again? Probably not. Definitely not. I do think that they are really smooth. They're really pretty. Like, the pigment is there. Like, they're not overly pigmented, but they are very buildable. They swatch beautifully. But they go on the eye, and they go on the eye pretty sheer as well. So it's definitely more of a building formula. I do think that this formula would be great for beginners because it is really, really easy to use. The black in here was really nice as well. It's a nice black in the fact that it's not a scary black. Like, it goes on and it's pigmented, but it, like, oftentimes a black, it'll go on, it doesn't really want to move, it kind of patches up on you just a little bit, can be a little bit tricky to blend out, and I found that I didn't have those problems with this black at all, but I did find that the minute you start moving them around, they get very, very sheer, and they do have a tendency to kind of patch up on you just a little bit. Like I said, I've used this a couple of times at this point, and while it's a nice eyeshadow palette, I didn't think it was anything super special. Definitely not noteworthy, and for $24 for 6 shades, I just think it's a bit much. When you go into the shimmers or like the metallics in the palette, I do think they're very pretty. They have a great reflect to them. Yeah, super, super pretty metallics, but there's only 2 metallics in the palette, so you have that kind of copper tone, and then you have more of like a golden kind of champagne tone. And while I really like both of these, I just think all in all, this palette is super basic. I don't think there's anything special about it. I wish that she would have put some like fun textures in here or something, just to make it stand out a little bit, just out of the mountains and mountains of eyeshadow that is available on the market right now. This just doesn't give me really anything. So Not a fan. Not a big fan. It's not an awful eyeshadow palette. It's just not anything super special either. I don't recommend it unless you just are an Ariana stan and you just need to have this in your life. And like this is a color story that you would wear all day, every day. And like this is all that you wear and you would use it to the very, very last drop. Then go ahead and pick it up. I don't think you'd be very disappointed with it. But if you're just looking, if you're just looking to get your hands on a good neutral palette, I do think that there are many, many more affordable and better options out there than this one. And then last but not least, mamas, I picked up not one, but two. I picked up two of my Ciate London Watermelon Burst Loose Setting Powders. This has very quickly become my very favorite setting powder of all time. I actually got this, I think, from the drop shop. I want to say like 6 or 7 months ago. I've been using it consistently, like literally every single day since then. My first Ciate London, I don't know if you can see, but I am almost out of it. Like, oh, it's all to one side. But I have used this literally every single day. It is such a beautiful powder. It is so thin and like finely milled and lightweight on the skin. This is a beautiful all over the face setting powder. It looks gorgeous on the under eyes as well. It's just fantastic. Has a really beautiful light watermelon scent to it as well. So I love scented makeup just in general. And this one has such a fun, fruity, summery kind of scent to it. Ooh, it just brings me joy. This is fantastic. I love it. I picked up two more. These are 12 bucks a piece. This originally goes for $22 at full price, which is pretty expensive for a powder. But when you can get it on sale or at $12, those are drugstore prices, babes. $12, I am not mad about it at all. So yes, I stocked up. I got two. I probably have enough powder to last me for years at this point, but y'all, it is such a perfect powder. Mwah! I love it so very much. And with that is it for this month's BoxyCharm base box unboxing for the month of December 2023. It is the very last BoxyCharm unboxing for the year, and all in all, I gotta say, not a bad box to end the year on. We've gotten some really awful boxes this year. This is definitely one of the better ones. I love that they only gave us one skincare item this month, so that's kind of fantastic. I would love to know what you guys got in your BoxyCharms. If you shopped the add-ons, what did you pick? Did you get different options than I did? I would love to know. Guys, as always, no filters, no fancy lighting. It is just me sitting in front of my camera, unboxing my BoxyCharm, hoping you guys are enjoying what I'm doing. If you did enjoy today's video, please make sure to give it a big old thumbs up before you leave. And until next time, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and remember, you're important. Bye.